Today, I'm going to show you how to build an advanced electric animated border using pure CSS and SVG filters. No JavaScript libraries, no frameworks, just modern CSS engineering. Let's clear something up right now. SVG is not just an image format. It's not like PNG. SVG is code. That's what makes SVG insanely powerful for modern UI design. I'm going to explain how SVG works with CSS clearly, practically, and in a way that actually sticks. Instead of storing pixels, SVG stores mathematical instructions. So instead of saying this pixel is orange, it says draw a circle with radius 50 at position X and Y. That's why SVG never loses quality. It's calculated by the browser every time it renders. And because it's part of the DOM, you can style it with CSS. Also, SVG supports filters, which can be referenced inside CSS. This means apply the SVG filter with that ID to this element, and that's exactly how electric distortion effects work. You define turbulence, displacement, blending inside SVG, then apply it to a div using CSS. So SVG becomes a visual engine. Okay, let's get into it. We have a main element with a class called main container. This is simply our outer layout wrapper. Think of it as the stage where everything performs. Inside it, the first thing you'll notice is an SVG. Now this SVG is extremely important. We're not using it to draw shapes. We're using it to create a custom filter. Inside the SVG, we define something called filter ID equals turbulent displace. This is where the electric magic happens. Let me explain what's going on inside this filter. We're using something called turbulence. Turbulence generates procedural noise. If you've ever seen TV, static, or cloudy smoke textures, that's basically turbulence noise. We create multiple turbulence layers. Each one has a base frequency, a number of octaves, and a seed value. The seed changes the randomness pattern. So by using different seeds, we create multiple unique noise layers. Now here's where it gets powerful. We don't keep the noise static. We animate it inside each turbulence layer. We use phi offset, and then we animate either the X or Y position. For example, one noise layer moves vertically from 700 to 0, another moves from 0 to negative 700, others move horizontally from 490 to 0. All of this happens over 6 seconds, and it repeats in a loop. Finally, the most important part, FE displacement map. This takes our original graphic and distorts it using the noise texture. The scale value, which is 30, controls how strong the distortion is. Higher scale means stronger electric chaos. Lower scale means subtle shimmer. And just like that, we've built a living distortion engine. Now, let's move to the card structure. After the SVG, we create a card container. Inside it, we structure multiple layers. And yes, layers are the secret to advanced UI effects. We don't just make one border, we stack elements. Border outer, main card, glow, layer 1, and glow, layer 2. This layering allows us to apply the distortion filter, add glow effects, create depth, and simulate light bleeding outward. The glow layers are especially important. They're usually positioned absolutely. They use blur, they use gradients, and sometimes mix blend mode. When combined with the SVG filter, they create that high voltage aura. For CSS, we start inside root. Now this is important. We're not hard coding random colors everywhere. We define a design system. Our main variable is electric border color. That single variable powers the entire theme. Then we derive variations using OKLCH color space. And if you're not using OKLCH yet, you're missing out. OKLCH allows us to adjust lightness and intensity in a way that feels natural to the human eye. So instead of manually tweaking hex values, we mathematically generate a lighter glow tone, a soft gradient tone, and a deep neutral background. This is how professional UI systems are built. Everything connected, everything intentional. Next, we reset the layout. Margin 0, padding 0, box sizing set to border box. Always control your environment. Then the body. We set a deep, neutral background, not pure black. Pure black kills depth. A slightly lifted dark tone gives us atmosphere. We center everything vertically and horizontally using Flexbox. This creates focus. Now we build the card container. Here's where it gets interesting. We don't just add a border, we layer gradients. The background uses two stacked gradients, one diagonal energy gradient, one solid neutral foundation, and layered backgrounds create depth without extra elements. This is efficient CSS design. Inside that, we create positioning context, position relative. Why? Because everything glowing around it needs absolute positioning. If you don't control positioning, advanced effects fall apart. Now we define the outer border, slight transparency, rounded corners, subtle offset. This creates physical depth. Then the main card. This is the heart of the effect. It has a strong electric border color, clean dimensions, and, most importantly, the SVG displacement filter applied. This filter distorts the border using animated turbulence noise. And here's the key design decision. We apply the distortion only to the card surface, not the text, not the glow layers. This keeps the UI readable while the energy flows around it. Now we stack glow layers. Glow layer 1, light blur. Glow layer 2, stronger blur. Why stack them? Because light in the real world accumulates. 1 blur looks fake, 2 blurs start looking believable, 3 blurs start looking powerful. Each glow layer is absolutely positioned and perfectly aligned. Precision is everything in advanced UI work. Let's continue. Now we separate effect from content. The content container sits absolutely on top. Flex column layout, balanced padding, clear hierarchy. The title is larger. Medium weight, positioned intentionally. The description is softened with lower opacity, professional spacing. Even the divider uses a masked gradient so it fades at the edges. If this video helped you understand SVG and CSS on a deeper level, not just copying code, but actually thinking like an interface engineer, then you're already ahead of most developers. Now here's what I want you to do. Don't just watch. Build something with it. Experiment with filters. Break the values. Push the glow further. Increase the distortion. That's how you grow. I'll see you in the next video. Keep building, keep experimenting, and stay creative.